So, you're campaigners?
Well, you could say that. We're actually ordinary individuals. Once what we did, we sort of got an idea and put it out on the World Wide Web, and it's just sort of sprouted from there.
Aye. I mean, I suppose for the pair of us, this Independence Day, the 6th of April thing we're doing Sunday, it's a life's work, really. I suppose living in the UK for the duration of whatever it is, 28 years and 30 years respectively, has started to generate certain feelings, like not really feeling a part of what's going on, wondering what on earth it means to be British, things like this, and just sort of feeling that, really speaking, Scotland's perfectly capable of dealing with whatever's thrown at it by itself, and it's got plenty of culture, plenty of good people, it's got everything that needs to stand on its own, and that's the truth of the matter.
What is it that you've got planned for the 6th of April then, in Scotland? Well,
there's things happening all over the world, actually. The 6th of April, of course, is significant because it's the anniversary of when the Declaration of Arbroath was written. And on Sunday, the whole sort of event will be based around the Declaration of Arbroath. And for myself, certainly, what the Declaration of Arbroath demonstrates, despite the fact that it's obviously vehemently anti-English because it's a product of its time. It is a letter to the Pope. But all these things are anachronistic to the present day. But what it proves is there's been a spirit of self-determination and independence in Scotland for at least 800 years. And we're going to read the Declaration out at Sloane's in the town, 8 o'clock, Sunday night, this coming Sunday. And we're going to have some great live traditional Scottish music on. There's going to be other readings. It's going to be a great knees up, a great time. There's events happening in Berlin to commemorate the day where the Declaration is going to be read out loud. There's something happening in Shetland, there's something happening in Belfast. Ukrainians for a free Scotland, some guys who really owe a terrific debt for going out of their way to support Scotland, having been through the whole USSR thing themselves, the whole having their culture not able to sort of feel like themselves and do their own thing. They kind of understand where we're coming from in Scotland, where Scottish cultural mores and everything Scottish isn't at the fore, and we're under this sort of mask of Britain, which to me is it's a fake. To cut a long story short,
So did your Bebo campaign page, this help to organise some of these events?
It definitely has, actually. We're not one of the bigger Bebo pages, but we're certainly probably the most active in terms of contributions from members actually getting involved in debate, etc. Sort of went through different Bebo pages, etc. Sent off emails just letting people know that what we're doing, but there's been people coming back saying, yes, I run a Yahoo group, community, whatever, and they've emailed it on to all their members, and it's sort of leapfrogged to the point that we've actually had emails back from some Maoris in New Zealand that are actually wanting to get involved. They're going to read the Declaration of Independence and film it and send it back to us. A few friends over the world. There's lots of people in the United States and Canada that are expatriate Scots. We are very much interested.
There's a mirror event happening in a tea house in Berlin as well. There's some expats there gathering. The main thing to say about this, though, is that the whole thing is cultural, it's not political. Now, I mean, SNP, in my personal opinion, are doing a fairly decent job so far, but the way we feel about it is let them batter away on that front, let them engage in the political front. Something needs to be done about Scotland's culture, because what has tended to happen over the years is Scotland's culture has been packaged up into little bite-sized pieces for people. There you go, have a bit of shortbread, you're indulging in something Scottish. Rubbish. You can only wear your kilt to the football or a wedding. You're not allowed to walk down the street with your kilt, or Scottish people will turn around and say, what's the Yankees all about?
You do that, Adam?
I've got 2 kilts. One of them's been passed down through my family for the last about 120 years. I do wear it out. It's a quality garment, it has to be said. And I mean, our languages, our music, they're all packaged up for people to sort of digest. The Gaelic, that's a quaint wee fairy language for the islands. Actually, it was spoken by well over 3/4 of the population only a few hundred years ago. I mean, Scottish music, the fiddle music, the pipes, or some of the great acts over the years that you've heard. I mean, the most well-known one, of course, is Capercaillie, but there's a huge folk scene under that over the years. people like Julie Fowlis today and Maeve McKinnon and Box Club, and I'm just naming some random folk acts, but these people have been packaged up as Gaelic music or traditional music, and then you've got your rock and roll acts who've been packaged up as that's rock and roll. It's all Scottish. Scotland is an extremely diverse community culturally, as well as racially and all sorts of things, and I think it's about time that we actually celebrated everything that's Scottish, because the way I define it personally is that Britishness is something that has been imposed from the outside. And when it was 300 or so years ago, the Scottish population were rioting in the streets. It was not popular. It has been allowed to continue because people have not been taught their own history. Most people don't know anything about their own music or languages. The Scots language is dying just as much on its earth as the Gaelic language is, you know. And so we're left in this situation where it's very difficult to actually define what it is to be Scottish anymore without starting to talk about kilts or shortbread or bagpipes. And most people don't wear kilts, play bagpipes or eat shortbread.
So
but it doesn't make them any less Scottish,
what
you know.
What do you think it means to be Scottish then? What's being Scottish?
What's being Scottish is feelings your Scottishness rise up from inside you and burst out of every pore. Now, that doesn't mean that if your parents were Polish or they were Pakistani or whatever. I mean, I'm half Irish myself. It's not a racial thing. It's being in this country and feeling a part of it, feeling that you can contribute to the country and the country can do something for you, feeling that you're somewhere beautiful that you want to live. And it doesn't matter how, you know, where you're coming from and your reasons for that, but if you appreciate Scotland and you want to help Scotland to flourish, then you're Scottish. And that's what this is all about. It's a cultural thing, and there are many cultures to celebrate, and there's a lot to be done. There's so much hard work to be done, but we're starting on Sunday, and it can only get bigger.
I'll bring to that. Lunch bar.
We've only got water here.
David raises his water. Okay, I think we'll take a wee break there. I've lined this song up just for you boys.
Brilliant.